And luckily, it was in a ploughed field, so it absorbed the impact of the car. And as it took off, I didn't have seatbelts on, so as it took off, it threw us into the back.
Right.
And when it crashed, the edge of the roof cut the front seats in half.
Yeah, so if you had been wearing the seatbelt,
I'd been beheaded. And I had to do a gig the next day.
But in the book, you do it in like 2 sentences. Like, I bought a car, I got shit-faced, it flipped over, I almost died. And when I'm reading it, I was like, holy shit, that's metal. So, I'm fascinated by the end of the 70s. You guys are all broke, basically. And then, so what happens, like, with Ozzy leaving, and then how quickly did you guys decide to move on?
Ozzy, probably right before the Never Say Die album, Ozzy left the band. He wanted to do his Blizzard of Oz.
Right.
He wanted to do his Blizzard of Oz album.
He'd already been working on demos, right?
Yeah. And he actually asked me if I wanted to leave Sabbath and join them. I didn't really want to leave Sabbath.
Right.
So Ozzy left the band.
Because you weren't disenchanted with the band at that point. You were still
Disenchanted with the business.
right, but not
seeing people get more
screwing over and taking your money.
Yes. And so we carried on with this guy that Tony knew, this singer, and he just didn't fit the band whatsoever. And we called Ozzy up and says, it's not working without you. And his dad was really ill, so he came to see us, and he said, my dad's really ill, I think he's dying. So and he needs like friends, so he came back to the band. And the first day back, we started rehearsing some of the songs that we'd been rehearsing with this other guy. And as he started singing, then he just collapsed. And it's not with him, he was drinking or something. And telephone bars, his dad had just died, and Ozzy was like in pieces. And after that, he just went on a total bender, drinking and everything. And it was sort of the beginning of the end of the band. Ozzy really wasn't into it anymore.
Right. And then he wound up signing with Don Arden, right?
Yeah.
And marrying Sharon, his daughter. So where does Ronnie come in, and how do you guys are obviously there?
We went back to Bel Air, where we'd rehearsed before we'd signed with Don, I think. And we come to
You were
Bel
with
Air.
Arden too. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, we were gone back with Don, and we were rehearsing. Ozzy turned up like 2 months late, out of his brains, and smacked somebody on the plane coming over. Sort of the police were waiting for him at the airport. And he arrived absolutely out of his brains. And we were doing these songs, writing this stuff, and Ozzy just wasn't into it. He wouldn't sing on it or anything. And Tony just says, look, it's not working with Ozzy. You're the finish, or he's got to go. And he says, funny enough, I went to a party the other night, and I met this guy called Ronnie James Dio, and he's just left Rainbow. And he's got a great voice. He said, I think we should give him a go. So Ozzy went his way. Ronnie came in, and we played some of the stuff I've been writing. Ronnie just came out with his vocals, and we were, what? It was like Heaven and Hell and Children of the Sea. It was just incredible. And got on really well with him, and that was it.
And now, did he wrote lyrics too, right?
He wrote all the lyrics for the deal, yeah, except for one thing.
Well, cool. And then, this is a great one. So, back to the story. So, who is, let's see, the manager, explain, when you guys first, this is mid-70s, and you were playing in LA, and the Satanists that were at the hotel, you want to tell that story? Was it your tour manager that went and took care of them? Or?
Yeah, the tour manager.
So there were a group of people.
I think it was Nashville.
Oh, it wasn't LA.
It wasn't LA,
Oh,
no, it was like Nashville or Memphis or something. No, Memphis.
Uh-huh.
And we got to the gig, and there was this upside down cross written in blood on the dressing room door. You know, God, here we go. And we've been plagued by, like, you know, Christian, like all these pastors coming out saying,
right.
We can't have Black Sabbath and Satanists, and
Right.
completely missing the point of the band. So we're doing the gig, and Tony's amp starts playing up, and Tony's like, oh, kick him the amp. This guy jumps on stage with a massive big dagger, lunges towards Tony, and just as he gets to him, Tony kicks his amp over and walks off the stage. By this time, the roadies jump on stage, get this guy, drag him off stage, the police come, arrest him. So we go back to the hotel that night, and we're all like snorting coke or whatever. Doing
The 70s.
all having a bit of a party, since we'd all survived. And we hear all this chanting going on outside in the corridor of the hotel. So we go out, and there's like a coven of witches. We've got all the black candles going and everything. And we go, oh, piss off. They're going, Black Sabbath, we worship you, and all this kind of stuff. Satan's here. So the road man
In Nashville, Satan.
Memphis.
Hanging out in Memphis.
So the tour manager goes out and he goes, Black Sabbath has got a message for all of you from Satan. And he goes, gather round, and they all gather round, bring your candles close. And they brought the candles, and he goes, happy birthday to you. Now, piss off.